Each month we check in with the Mayor of Halton Hills, and Lawlor, and in doing so this month we do have a huge potential real estate development by the Georgetown Go Station to chat about. But before we go into that, I had to ask about how the winter cleanup was going.
Frankly, I've been pretty proud of our very well-oiled snow army machine. We, as you know, had two big dumps of snow, 20 centimeters, and then there was a bit of a lull for a day or two, and then another 30 centimeters over the weekend. But our guys were out and they were ready. And I read an article about Montreal, which is absolutely the tops as far as managing snow. And the mayor there talked about her army. And it's actually true. It's a good analogy because our guys have the machines are ready to go. They've got a strategy. They know that they're going to do the major roads first, and then the collectors and sidewalks and so forth. And they're also prepared to really put all holds, no holds barred, and they go flat out. So we had hours and hours and hours of overtime. They hit the streets day and night, 24/7. We were picking up snow and dumping it into dump trucks and sending it off into piles. And they even did kind of hand-to-hand combat, because in the BIAs, in the smaller urban areas, those are tight spaces. So our guys are actually out there with hand shovels, loading the snow into trucks and so forth and carting it away. So we had no major accidents. I guess there was so much snow that people knew enough not to be stupid about going out. And so people were patient and they stayed off the roads for the most part. And so I'm feeling pretty good about how we handled it all.
All right, well, let's move along to development. We always talk development, and there's a proposal for a series of towers to be built around the Georgetown Go Station. Now, this should house about 1,400 people when complete. Now, it does seem to make sense as far as putting high-density housing around Go Transit, but does this proposal follow the rules of the town for heights of buildings and other details around it?
Yeah, well, and thanks for asking about that, Jason. And this is a monster. We haven't seen the likes of this kind of proposal in Halton Hills, I have to say. And now you're right that the province is encouraging us, and it makes some sense to have development around GO Train facilities. And this is right next door to the GO Train in Georgetown. But that said, it is a lot of people proposed in a very small space, and it does follow some of the rules. It's a little bit over, I have to say, what the current permissions are for that area. So people are looking at it with their eyebrows raised, that's for sure, because in order to put that number of people in that amount of space, the kinds of services and amenities and just stuff for living is going to have to be pretty extensive. And whether or not that can be kind of shoehorned into that is something that I think still waits to be seen. So there'll be a lot of people looking at this and wondering, wow. And I'm kind of feeling, if it goes ahead as it is, we're going to have to change our slogan from small town living at its best to some other kind of moniker, because this is not a small town proposal. That's for sure.